Welcome back to Busy Park for the second game of day one of the combined affiliated states championships, and it will be Victoria taking on Northern Territory in another 30-minute game. We will say game. We won't say half. I'm James Sullivan. I'm still here. Caleb Reedy's still with me. Victoria come back on, but let's have a look at the Northern Territory side. Caleb.
Yeah, so coached by Robert Butcher. In the 1, Brendan Norris from the Northern Sharks. 2, Mac Jackson from the Darwin Brothers. 3, Jet Doyle from Nightcliff. 4, Dylan Mugazda, Northern Sharks. 5, Christian Mio, Darwin Brothers. 6, Connor Black, Northern Sharks. 7, Angus Murphy, West. 8, Harish Mahendran, South Darwin. 9, Vitaliano Fuamatu, Palmerston Raiders. 10, Warwick Campbell, Catherine. 11, Riley Smith, Litchfield Bears. 12, Hayden Schatz, Northern Sharks. 13, Ethan Van Gelderen, Northern Sharks. 15, Connor Williams, Darwin Brothers. 16, Neimani Makavu, South Darwin. 17, Adam Burst, Palmerston Raiders. 18, Vaughan Appo, Palmerston Raiders. 19, Cohen Hughes, Palmerston Raiders. 20, Ryan Stroud, Palmerston Raiders. 29, Nicholas Laurie, Palmerston Raiders. Palmerston going whack, whack, whack. And it's good to see, I think, the halfback Angus Murphy's from Central, mate, from Alice.
Yes, he is indeed. That's correct. Now, this will be interesting. They're fair size. Got a bit of size about it, this Northern Territory side.
They're going to need it, judging from what we saw in that first game from the Victorian team.
Well, as I said halfway through that first game, you just don't take Victoria on, and here's a kick that hasn't gone a long way away, and it's been knocked on. It'll go straight back. Victoria, they get their opportunity straight away, and coming off, it'd be interesting to see if obviously just bouncing off, basically they've had half time. And their energy level is very, very high with Victoria in this first stanza. They get the ball, if they use it, they didn't use it. He had numbers.
Good shot there from the 3 from Northern Territory.
A very good tackle. And I'll tell you what, if he had his time again, Perry and Nessie would have shifted it, I think. Now NT get their first opportunity as he walks it up. Mahendran, he walked it up and he got whacked. Now Kavu, his first touch. For Mutu in the 9. Some solid, dropped it out the back. Doyle brings it out for Mutu. It was Magatsa in the 4, sorry. Brought it out. Doyle's on this left edge. Throws the dummy, Black, and gets whacked.
Nelly didn't miss.
An early kick,
Nice
though.
kick. It's going to pull up, is it?
No, it's going to go dead. But not a bad option.
No. At least make him go 80. If you're Northern Territory, do you want to keep the ball in, though? Make Vic work a bit harder? They've already played a game.
Yeah, that's right. But I didn't mind the kick, as you said, because they've got to bring it out of the defensive zone, haven't they?
Yeah.
And what we've seen in this wet conditions, the ball has slipped out quite a number of times. That was a solid run, though. Or Nuku, we saw that, and there's that mistake. Swoop tried to be picked up quickly from the Titans 29 in Laurie, but the ball was knocked on, but it was double knock on Titans' feet.
We get to see what the Northern Territory Titans are going to do with their first touch of the ball, mate.
Bit of chat.
Looks like Doyle's going to be the sacrificial lamb first up.
Yeah, Jet Doyle, his first one off the scrum, so they've all pushed out a little bit. Oh, don't tell me he's knocked it on from the scrum. No.
Go again. Go again. When you're not happy, go again, ref.
Laurie feeds it. This time, eventually. Jet Doyle gets it. That's a great name. Jet Doyle. Love it. Burst. Fuamutu just looking around. Which way will he go? He decides to go to that right edge. Makavu.
Mathavu, I think it would be, the Fijian pronunciation.
What's that?
Mathavu.
Makavu. Is that going backwards? Yeah, referee says that. Back inside, finds Norris.
Geez, he looks a nice mover, Brandon Norris.
Still going. Slipped out of 2-3 tackles. And eventually they converge on him, but as he hit the ground, the ball's bobbled out. Makavu, as you see, looked dangerous too once you got ball in hand.
Definitely. Nice strong runner.
As the weather has really set in again. I don't think we'll talk about the weather anymore.
No.
It's wet.
We'll let it go. It's wet.
Oh, out of dummy half. On 4. They try and keep rolling up the middle of the field. This Victorian side. On last now, referee's hands in the air. And they look to get a bit of into this kick. Mio takes it nicely. There's a solidly built winger, and he gets out of 1. Fuamutu, which way do we go this time? Goes back to the right. Magadza.
He's had a couple of nice runs too, Magadza, the right centre.
They look to go to him quite often, don't they? Oh, there's a good shot. Referee's happy with it, but he gets to his feet quickly. Good quick play the ball there from Schatz.
That's the 16 from Vic again, who's come up with another victim. Yeah, he's dropped that. Got to get up before you play it, mate. No?
Ben Gelderin, it's a penalty. Didn't sound like a penalty whistle blow, did it? Van Gelderin, he's got his side a penalty.
Jeez, Jeremiah Nelly, he is dishing out punishment everywhere at the moment from Vic.
Looks like it's going to be an FPOS play. Smith wants it. And Smith gets it now. 8 gone. In this 30-minute game, once the ball bobbles, Makavu does well though.
Yeah.
He's
I
good.
like him.
He's good. He runs high too. That's the key. Black. Nearly ran into his teammate. Just used him as a bit of a shield to get away from him. They go left. Oh, picked up nicely. Norris does very well. As Burst tried to spin out of the tackle, finds Norris again. Norris reaches out and scores. He started it, he finished it, and the Titans lead 4-0.
Geez, I like him. Oh, what a mover. Wow. Brandon Norris from the Northern Sharks. Basically, he's picked it up off his toes to start the game, to start the play. There.
That's it.
Look at that.
Picked it up beautifully, gets it on to Burst, and Burst did well. He spins around, and it just shows a bit of foresight, picks it up to his fullback, and he breaks through 2 tackles. Great effort from the Northern Titans fullback.
Yeah, wow.
Seen a couple of players so far now, since they've got hold of the football.
Tell you what, and you'd have to think that the Titans have come in as the underdogs in this out of these 3.
Well, I did say when they ran on, I like their size. They look like they've got a couple of big lads.
Yeah, and
they're all touching the football.
Well, that's it.
We talk about Dylan Magatsa, Markavu, and Norris, as you say. They're getting their hands on the football. It's a big kick, this, as he brings it. Oh, lovely conversion attempt from Adam Burst as he slices it inside the right hand upright. So the Titans 6, leading Victoria 0.
I like them. They're a good-looking team. They're confident. They're not shy at all. And yeah, I do.
Northern Territory 6 leads, Victoria 0.
Well, the thing about it, Victoria had their opportunities in the first 6 minutes. They threw a lot at them, and Northern Territory came up with a defence stakes. Perenesi with the restart. It's going to be allowed to bounce. Danger, danger. Oh, dear.
That's the second kickoff they haven't handled, Northern Territory, so they're going to have to try and make up for it here. And it took Victoria, let's call it 15 minutes in the last game to get going as well, so we're almost there in this game.
So they get their opportunity now to grab their first points in this second game, the under-18 Schoolboys pool. The referee says, let's do it again.
Hohepa showing off his green underwear at the back of the scrum there.
Perenesi wants it. Oh, here we go.
What's he got on for? Not binding.
Well, that's a different one.
Same result.
Uati Sawn there.
He'd be the biggest guy on the field in both men's and 18s.
Yeah, he's done well, but he runs hard and he runs straight. Floating out the back. Hohepa this time. Barlow Sua drives. Held up.
Wow. Great work. Is that the fullback again from Northern Territory who's done that? Who's come across for that one?
Yeah, I think that's him second in, isn't it?
It
certainly looks
is.
like him.
Yep.
There's now Victoria.
Norris
Another
scores
opportunity, a strong run. Sulor. King looks up, just uses his another running forward, Morelia Lama. Tuariki, that was, sorry. Because this time they let the ball talk. Out it goes to Hohepa. On the far side of the field, just trying to see who it is. Tale Art, no. Pushed it a touch. Well, pushed dead in goal.
I think he dropped it. But geez, he does look at the footwork he puts on here on the winger, stands him up for all money, and then doesn't finish. It's Norris again. Norris has gotten across and stopped him. So Norris has officially scored a try and saved 2 now.
He's got your star for the day so far, hasn't he?
He's my favourite player.
Already. Gee whiz, you better. Oh, here's a mistake. We better warn the NT Titans that Brandon Norris is Caleb's favourite player. There could be trouble. That's been an impressive performance from him so far. And, you know, it's all well and good with the attack, but it's in defence. That's the key.
Magazza has come up with a error there, but he's been very brave in his running, coming out of trouble at the moment, the big man.
Just these mistakes, though. That's where I like that early kick from NT. You know, they didn't want to stay in their danger zone. They just wanted to get out of it. Didn't matter it went dead.
Mate, I'd go 2 tackles and kick it in this weather. The other team's going to make mistakes.
Tuariki, he's wrapped up. Once again, Uati Sornan just bounces off that right foot. Tackle 20 out. Middle of the field. King comes back to the right side. Try to go over the top once again. Sorlaw. Gets up, pushes, keep pushing away. This time, once again, they're more than happy to go to that left edge. They see something. Hepper. This time he's got a clean run to the line. And Philip Tan did not need another invite, Caleb.
No, not that time. And, you know, they needed to score one.
Well, they've seen something on that left edge.
Yeah.
Because you look now, you watch the replay, and they just spin it. There's a dummy underneath. Hepper comes in.
Well, it's our mate. So Magazza's dropped the ball, and then there he's turned in, unfortunately, and he's left himself flat-footed. They've gone out the back to the fullback, Hepper, who's in a 2-on-1. Your fullback and winger should never, ever get that wrong. They've done well, and it's a big kick here.
And Philip Taylor from the Melton Secondary College.
Gets his chance off the bench and makes no mistakes. Right at about the halfway point as well, Sully.
Yeah, important points. Tough kick, though.
Didn't hit it too badly against the wind.
It's a strong wind, though, isn't it?
Northern Territory stay in the lead.
It looks like, yeah, definitely both sides will get the opportunity. You know, we talk about WA in that first game running into it. They'll
a try to Victoria. Northern Territory 6, Victoria 4.
So it does all even itself out. So 6-4. I'm just watching that replay again. Yeah. Well, he showed a clean pair of heels the ruck before. And the second time he wasn't going to say no as Laurie will get us underway. And ball now just bouncing around a little bit different, a little bit of water on the field.
Jeez, he's an undersized prop, isn't he, the 8 from Victoria?
As I said, I saw him earlier in the year. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't playing prop.
Oh, Nelson Solo?
Talking about Nelson Solo, yeah. Titans defence, more than willing at the moment. The Victorians dragged down on 4. On the set after points, and there's that mistake again. I was going to say.
Well, we due a mistake, weren't we?
Yeah, well, Master Law hasn't had a lot of football, Caleb.
No.
Hasn't touched the foot. He touched a fair bit in that first game against WA.
Well, in the first 10 minutes against WA, he looked really good.
Oh.
Really good. And, yeah, that's his first touch in this game, and drops his lollies. It wasn't, I mean, you got to catch those, don't you, Sully?
So 38 out, the scrum will pack. Laurie will feed it. They come out of this left edge.
Oh,
Good tackle. Dives over the top of it, though. They've switched sides there. Magudza. They have switched sides too. The wingers. And a penalty.
so I actually think it's a nice change. Because I think, so Connor Black, the 6 for Northern Territory, he's a nice attacker. And Norris prefers this side. And we've already seen Magadza is a very strong runner. Whereas Jet Doyle is probably the better defender.
Well, that's it. They had to make that switch, didn't they? They lead 6-4. And now they're 5 out on the first tackle after a penalty. Smith still going. Riley Smith pops up a beautiful ball. And Dylan Magadza from the Northern Sharks scores. Well, it looked like nothing was happening. Riley Smith just took them all on. All of a sudden, he spins around, pops the ball up. And Magadza, as we're just talking about, he's Johnny on the spot.
Mate, the Victorian coach can't be happy with that, surely. 5 guys probably had a go at him there. And Riley Smith, looking on the replay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, he just spins and delivers a simple pass.
Oh, great awareness.
I can't believe his luck. He's been running into 3 people every time he touches the ball.
Absolutely great awareness by Smith. You know, just to have the awareness to keep the ball alive. And with 10 to go, the clock just ticks into this final 10 minutes. Taking Brandon Norris off. Dear, I wouldn't.
No.
You watch the bloke that replaces him. We'll score a runner rate in a minute because we've said that. There's Adam Burse. Looks to add a very important 2 points, Caleb. He moves in. As he pushed it too far to the right, he has. So conversion unsuccessful, 10-4.
Try to Northern Territory, number 4, Dylan Magadza. It was unconverted. Northern Territory 10, Victoria 4.
Wow, so Northern Territory.
You're in shock.
Not what I was expecting, obviously, but
It's okay. Yeah, there's still plenty of time left. 8 minutes. Ball finds the ground again, but it's bounced kindly this time for the Titans.
you'd be kicking this early, surely.
Big set. Straub's just come onto the field. He's outside. Mio comes looking for it.
You'd be kicking it now.
Williams' first touch. That was Campbell, sorry.
Please kick the footy. Someone kick the football.
You're willing it, hoping for it. Not as yet. Oh, I tell you what, he looked to pass Van Gelderen and got absolutely drilled in a great tackle. And that man we've seen, Uata Thornair, he's been good this time. It's a rush kick, but it's deep enough. Victoria read the situation well. They went back deep. Knew what was going to happen. Takes it kindly. Does Horhepper.
That's what I was looking for. Get them down there and let them bring it 80 metres in the wet. Northern Territory's defence has been fairly good.
Tornu now, just took a scoot out of dummy half. Still plenty of time left.
It's a good run.
It was a solid run. Tuariki. Massasol also. It looks like a rush. Gets been charged down. Clever football. He's done well. Ref's going to say knock on. It must have been as Laurie hit the ground. Here we go. Here's the replay. Interesting to see. And the charge down. Well, let's play on from there.
Well, I'm not seeing it, but we move on. And Northern Territory hard done by.
Well, Is the karma gods going to help them? No.
Again, same
Gee
penalty.
whiz. He's big on this one, not binding.
Interesting. Had, I think, one penalty in the last one.
I haven't
About
seen one
7
all
in
year.
this one.
Well, no kick this time. It'll just be the FPOS as they tap and go. Uati saw now again. Put his hand up when the work gets dirty, Caleb.
Yeah, definitely.
Perenesi. They hunt. They're trying to go through the middle and go through the middle. They do beautifully. Off that, oh, he deserves a try, doesn't he? How good's he been? Nelson Sawlaw. As we said, playing in the front row. He doesn't look like a front row, but that mistake, that looked like that knock on from Laurie, unfortunately, and then the penalty off the scrum. And the front rower, Nelson Sawlaw, gets the ball 30 out and does the rest.
Yeah, look, he he just pulled the trigger there, and basically, when you've got a big guy who's got footwork and speed, look at that, back on the inside, beats the first defender, and then just stands up the fullback, who was not our mate Brandon Norris, who they better be getting him back out there. Big conversion.
Yeah, well, Victoria take it's 10-8, kick to come. And I won't say it's an easy kick.
Not against the wind. Put it this way, if you're a kicker worth your salt, you'll be landing these regardless of the weather.
Keep them low, don't you?
And kick it direct.
He stabbed at it and waved away.
This is a really nice try, isn't it?
Well, it's a wonderful individual performance. This is where, just the footwork of the line, it's what you teach kids.
And you can, like that initial line he's run, that's a back rower's line.
Well, he is. I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure he is, but, you know, when your team needs you, you play up front.
You do what you got to do when it's rep size, don't you? Put me on the field, coach, I'll do the rest.
So, Laurie, he gets things underway. The ball just flies nicely for Hohepa. Uati saw net, as we say, he's put his hand up all game. Well, both games that we've seen. Victoria roll it to the 40. They still trail on the scoreboard, and you can just see the intent. It's an early kick. Either they're going to get the bounce. The bounce is nice.
Jeez.
Chase Sinclair, the bounce was nice. They did everything right. They waited, and then he got a little bit excited.
I think just tried to reel it in with one hand instead of getting two hands to the ball. See there?
Oh, it was a bit like the old times when your uncle used to put $10 down and said, grab it. And unfortunately, he grabbed it too quick.
$10 been a lot back in your day with your uncle, Sully.
Gee, I tell you what, back in my day, it was used to buy a lot of things. So Laurie feeds.
Your mate, Jet Doyle.
Oh, look like a high, just a lazy. Your man's back, Brandon Norris, back on the field. Important. Has he knocked that on? He has indeed. Oh. So another mistake.
Yeah.
And in their own half.
Oh no, just over halfway.
Yeah. Okay,
Not going to matter.
You got me.
When the front row is scoring.
Well, I just think that early kick's so important.
100%.
I really do. In these conditions.
2 minutes. Need a big stop here, NT.
Well, this is where your defence just really needs to be on song. Victoria, they trail by 2 points. They will throw the kitchen sink at the NT Titans.
Oh.
I've already seen some lovely defence going across. He's knocked it on in the process, and that's that defence we were talking about.
Stay away from the sideline. first tackle, as soon as you get the ball and you can see the step in. Step right in. If you're going across the field, the cover defences, it takes you 8 to 10 metres to stop in this weather.
So now Northern Territory. The scrum packs. They're 65 away from the try line, but that's not their worry at the moment. That's a solid